Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper and Chronicles. Today we're back at you with another Ratchet video. Today we have something from the good old Armstrong days, which sadly Armstrong is no more. But here is an industrial Ratchet from around, I guess, the later part of Armstrong's run. But before we get into it, if you can do me a favor, I just want to take care of a little bit of YouTube business, and I have a little goal going on. I have a goal of 2,000 subscribers by the end of June, and hopefully I'll reach that, and I'll reach that with your help. If you can give me the HBO special. And you ask, what's the HBO special? Well, the HBO special is the Help a Brother Out special. So help a brother out, hit the like button, and hit that subscribe button right now. I'll give you 2 seconds to do that. Okay, thanks a lot if you subscribed and liked. Okay, we have this Armstrong USA, of course. This is the 12-992 Ratchet, and it might look familiar to you. I think Matco also made a similar Ratchet to this, or a copy of this Ratchet, or this might be a copy of the Macro Ratchet. But this is Armstrong, I'm sure around the Danaher period, when Armstrong was taken over by Danaher, and I think Matco was also under the Danaher umbrella around that time. So okay, this is a 1/2-inch drive Ratchet, and it's pretty fine tooth, not too fine tooth, around 60. I counted 60 teeth on this Ratchet, and this is how it's put together. It has a ring that holds looks like a thin plate, a la a lot of Danaher stuff, such as what did they have, Craftsman and all that. You know, they had that little thin plate there. But here's the handle. This one looks like it was well used. Looks pretty scratched up there. Looks like it was beat a little bit. The switch looks like it's got some dings and stuff. Here's a little bit of scuffing. The chrome is worn through, but all in all, this is a pretty beefy Ratchet, 1/2-inch. It really does scream like industrial. This doesn't look weak at all. It's pretty heavy, and the metal, it's pretty thick all around. It has this it widens here where it reaches the head, and it kind of looks like that. So a pretty strong Ratchet from the looks and feels of it. Okay, let's open it up and see what's inside. Like I said, has this snap ring, and there's the plate. Has a snap ring, and the plate also has an O-ring. So there's an O-ring on this side of the gear, and here's the plate. Like I said, there is some, I think I did clean this out and lubed it. I usually take the lube out before video, but I forgot that this one was already lubed. So here's the plate. It's pretty thin. That's what it looks like. And over here, pull this out, and be careful when you pull it out, because all the pawl and all that stuff is being held in by the gear. And this is the gear. Like I said, there is an O-ring on this side. Looks like a red, somewhat reddish colored O-ring, which I think a lot of Matco has. They use those reddish O-rings in their ratchets. And here's a look at the teeth. This one looks pretty good overall, I think. Yeah, this one's okay. Looks pretty decent. There's the ball detent. It's a pretty big ball. Feels average tightness. On the back of the gear, there's a depression there in the middle, and this is pretty flat over here. And what else is inside? And we have this pawl, and it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like 11 teeth on this pawl. Has a small cutout on this side and a more pronounced cutout on that side. And that's what it looks. That's where the plunger sits, in that gap there. And it's a pretty decent wide pawl. Looks like it has a little bit of wear there. You see some of the teeth there are kind of a little bit flattened out. Just the tips of the tooth are like a little bit flatter. And it has 2 kind of circles and a 3 in one of the circles. Okay, and here we have the plunger with the spring. It's kind of a big plunger. It's kind of long, and it's hollow. Has the spring that sits inside of it. Okay, and here we have the switch. I think the switch you can just push it out the other side. And let me dry it off real quick. And this is what the switch looks like, and it has an O-ring on the switch side over here. This for the switch opening. So there is an O-ring. So it has 2 O-rings, one on the gear there and one on the switch. So it's somewhat protected, pretty protected from debris and stuff coming into it. And here is a look inside of the mechanism. See the broaching, and you can see how thick these walls are here, where the pawl switches back and forth against these walls here. So pretty big and overbuilt. And it has like a groove on the top side for the snap ring to sit in. You can see there, up here, there's a groove that's cut out there. And pretty much that's it. That's how it looks. To get this back together, you just take your switch and you put it back in from the front, like that. Take your spring and plunger and put that in the hole. On top of the ratchet. Take your pawl and put it when I first took this apart, I didn't pay attention to the pawl. And remember I said that there's a big groove here and a smaller groove in the back. I'm assuming that's the back. It works the way I I put it in, and it might even work the other way, but this is the way I put it in, with that big groove cut out facing out like this. There. Because this switch does have a lip that kind of holds the pawl in place. And when I smash it down, you see it kind of conforms to that lip. And again here, I think that this switch might have been damaged a little bit. You can see like the lip is kind of a little bit bent there. Now you take your gear and you put it in to the ratchet like so, and this is kind of what it looks like when it's ratcheting. And it's locking up. So that's the lockup. And pretty much all of the teeth are engaged. Get a little light, a little bit better here. You can see pretty much all of the teeth on the pawl are engaged at once. And if you switch it to the other side, and also you see pretty much all of the teeth are engaged. All 11 teeth are engaged on to the gear. So not like on some ratchets where you see like the back end over here, the teeth are not engaged with the actual gear, just the front kind of first half of the teeth on the paw. This one pretty much engages all of the teeth on the paw onto the gear. And make sure that your O-ring is there. Take your little plate. I guess these plates were popular with Danaher. And you take your O-ring. And there you go. Now you just see if it's working. This one's a little bit tough to switch sometimes. Especially on this side ain't too bad, but when it gets onto this side, it's a little bit tough to switch. It'll switch, but you need to like give it a good tug there to make it switch. Not sure if that's because the switch itself might be, like I showed inside, might be a little bit dented or off kilter, or what the deal is, or maybe this design might just be a little bit harder to switch, because as you saw, all the teeth are engaged at once onto the gear. It might take a little effort to disengage all of the teeth from the pawl on the gear. I don't know, that's just my guess, a bit of conjecture. Okay guys, yeah, like I said, kind of an overbuilt ratchet, pretty strong, total complete engagement of the pawl to the gear. So I don't know, Armstrong, they were known for doing a lot of good things, and this is probably another good ratchet from them. Alright guys, until next time.